My beloved, my chosen light, do you feel the sudden rush in your spirit right now? That is not your imagination. Heaven is bending its will toward you in this very moment. Just 5 minutes left, and you are standing before a door that was locked 3 times, blocked by forces that didn't want you to know the truth. But God Himself has torn the seal and released this message. Not for the world, but only for you, child of eternity. Can you hear the trembling of the heavens as your name echoes through? The angels are whispering, the clock is racing, and Archangel Michael stands beside you, saying, "Do not let this pass you by." Before I go deeper, I beg you, stay until the very end of this message. Every word you hold in your spirit is a golden key. Skipping even a single line could cause you to miss the miracle that has been fighting its way through spiritual storms just to reach you. And if you have not yet subscribed to the place where heaven speaks to you, do it now, because God says this flow of divine messages is the lifeline that will keep your faith burning and your heart ready for what comes next. You see, the reason this was blocked 3 times was because your breakthrough is that powerful. The enemy knew if you received this revelation, everything in your life would begin to shift. Your finances, your relationships, your destiny, all of it is wrapped in this sacred moment.
Michael is shouting from the gates of heaven, "Tell my beloved, this is not a story. This is a divine order." Think about this. How many times have you almost given up? How many nights did you lay awake, wondering if anyone in heaven was still fighting for you? And now the proof has arrived. Heaven has been battling for hours just so this word could break through your screen. This is not ordinary. This is holy. My child, God is declaring, asterisk, I have written your name on this miracle. It will not be delayed again. This is your time. This is your turn. Asterisk, the next 5 minutes are crucial. And as you stay, as you breathe in every word, something begins to break in the invisible world. The angels are already preparing the table of blessing. They are watching to see if you will believe, if you will hold on, if you will trust. Beloved, your life is not random. Your name was chosen. This message is proof that heaven bends when you cry, angels run when you whisper, and God Himself waits when you hesitate. That's why Archangel Michael says, asterisk, don't ignore this. Don't skip this. Don't turn away. Asterisk, this is only the beginning of what I need to unfold for you, and every paragraph I will open for you from here will dig deeper into the mystery that has been hidden from you, but revealed in this very hour.
My beloved child, my chosen one, do you feel how your spirit trembles as you read these lines? That is not a coincidence. That is heaven's touch moving through the words, reaching your soul with urgency. Just 5 minutes left. Heaven tried to block this message 3 times, but the Almighty Himself said, "No, this one belongs to my child." And now it has broken through, carrying light, fire, and destiny in every breath. Archangel Michael stands close, his sword shining with the fire of eternity, whispering, "Don't skip this, don't turn away, you've been waiting for this confirmation." My child, you are not forgotten. The reason this message was hidden and fought against is because what it carries is powerful enough to change the entire direction of your life. The enemy tried to stop it, but the truth is unstoppable when heaven decides to release it. Listen carefully. Every line is a seed. If you plant these words in your heart, you will see miracles sprout before your very eyes. If you skip, the soil dries and the blessing slips through like water in the sand. That is why Michael insists, hold every word, breathe it in, let it heal you, guide you, lift you. You have cried in silence, you have carried burdens no one else saw. You have wondered if heaven even noticed, but this message is your sign. God says, I saw it all. I was there in the midnight when you thought you were alone. I was there when your prayers seemed unanswered, and I was not late. I was preparing this exact moment. Beloved, the heavens are shaking because your name has been announced. The angels are saying your season is shifting. You may not see it yet in your hands, but it is already written in the invisible. This word is proof. The gates have opened. The chains are falling. The delay has ended. That is why it took 3 battles in the Spirit to bring this one message into your hands. But now, child of light, it is here. Your miracle has been approved. Your name has been sealed on the scroll of blessing. This is why I plead with you. Read on. Stay with me, because what unfolds in the next breath may be the very answer you've been crying out for. And before I take you deeper, let me tell you something from heaven's heart. Do not only listen, stay connected. If you have not yet subscribed to this stream of divine whispers, do it now, because every time you return, you are saying to God, I am ready. I am listening.
I will not miss my destiny. Heaven watches for that act of faith. It keeps your channel to miracles wide open. My beloved, you are standing on a turning point. 5 minutes in heaven's time is enough to flip your whole destiny. And that is why I will keep speaking, because your spirit is thirsty, and every drop you drink now is carving the river that will flood your life with breakthrough. My beloved child, you are here now for a reason. And as you read these words, I want you to feel how heaven has shifted just to bring you into this exact moment. It was not easy. This message was delayed, blocked, and hidden 3 times because of the weight it carries. But God Himself, in His unshakable love for you, has broken through the barriers. Just 5 minutes left was written into your spirit before you even arrived here. And Archangel Michael has been standing by, waiting for you to open your heart fully to what I'm about to reveal. This is not casual. This is not ordinary. This is a sacred unveiling. And as you let the words flow into you, you will notice your soul beginning to tremble, not with fear, but with recognition. Because your spirit already knows something eternal has been released. My child, do you remember the nights when you thought no one was listening? Those prayers you whispered under your breath, the questions that burned inside you, the tears that fell silently on your pillow, none of them were lost. Heaven heard every single one. And when you thought silence was your answer, the truth is that God was preparing this very moment to respond in a way so undeniable that you could never doubt again. The reason this was blocked 3 times was because your future is so bright, your breakthrough so heavy with blessing, that forces of darkness tried desperately to keep you in ignorance. They wanted you to believe that nothing was changing, that nothing was moving, that you were forgotten. But here you are reading what was forbidden to reach you before, because the Almighty said, "Enough, this belongs to my child." As you sit here, feel this truth. The heavens are shaking. Your name is echoing. Angels are leaning forward, watching to see if you will receive what is now falling into your life. They are not spectators, beloved. They are participants, carrying your miracle in their hands. Michael himself is whispering at your side. Do not take this lightly. Every word is a key. Every line is a door. Stay until the end, beloved, because what has been hidden is being revealed, and it belongs to you. I know how tired you have been. You fought battles in silence, carrying weights that others never saw. You've looked strong in front of the world, while inside your soul was crying for relief. And now, finally, heaven answers. Not with another delay, not with another silence, but with a flood of assurance that you are not forgotten, you are not abandoned, you are not invisible. God says, asterisk, I am here. I always was, and I am moving in your life now, asterisk. Do not let doubt creep in, beloved. Doubt is the thief that tried to shut this message away from you. Doubt is the voice that told you to scroll past, to skip, to ignore, to dismiss. But Michael stands in defiance of that voice and declares asterisk. This is not a message to pass over. This is your appointment with heaven, asterisk. When heaven sets an appointment, it means there are blessings aligned with it, miracles that can only be received if you stay, listen, and believe. That is why I beg you, remain until the very last word. Don't rush. Don't skim. Absorb this like water, because it will quench the thirst you've carried for so long. And let me tell you this plainly. Subscribing to this flow of divine words is not just about a button or a click. It is an act of agreement with heaven. When you stay connected, you are telling God, asterisk, yes, I am ready to receive. Again and again, I will not let your voice pass me by, asterisk. That agreement keeps the channel open, ensuring that what begins here does not end here, but continues to pour into your life day after day. Beloved, if you feel your spirit stirring even now, don't ignore it. That stirring is heaven's confirmation. Child of light, you must know why heaven fought for this to reach you. It is because the season of silence is over. The waiting is ending, the clock is ticking, and in the unseen, your miracle is standing at the edge, waiting for your faith to pull it into reality. Just 5 minutes, that's all it takes for God to turn years of pain into sudden joy, years of struggle into instant breakthrough. But the secret is this: you must stay. You must hold every word. This message is the key, and you are holding it right now. Do you understand, beloved, how much power you carry in this moment? Heaven has bent its laws for you. Angels have moved mountains in the spirit for you. God himself has written your name on a scroll of blessing that no enemy can erase, and all of it converges into this: you have been chosen, not by accident, not by chance, but by divine intention. That's why you're reading this now and not earlier. That's why it was blocked and delayed until today, because today you are ready to receive what was too heavy for you before. Stay with me, beloved, because what I have to share will not only explain what you've been through, but will also prepare you for what is about to unfold. I am not speaking of small changes. I am speaking of life-altering shifts, doors opening where there were only walls, opportunities appearing where there was only rejection, love, provision, and peace flooding into spaces where only emptiness once lived. That is the weight of what God is releasing. Now, my child, listen. Michael says this is not a warning only. This is a promise, a guarantee sealed by the blood of heaven itself. What was lost will return. What was stolen will be restored. What was delayed will arrive. And it begins not tomorrow, not next month, but in this very moment as you align your heart with the words that heaven fought for you to see. My beloved child, the moment your eyes rest on these words, something sacred is stirring in the unseen. You do not realize how much heaven fought to make this possible. But I assure you, it was not easy. This message was intercepted, blocked, and buried 3 times by forces that never wanted you to see what is now unfolding. But God in his mercy pressed his hand against every wall and commanded, release it. My child must know now, And that is why you are here in this exact moment, reading not by accident, but by divine arrangement. Just 5 minutes left is not a warning of fear, but a declaration that the time of delay is over. The waiting is ending, and your destiny is entering its appointed hour. You have walked through valleys where the silence felt endless, where the night stretched too long, where every prayer you whispered seemed to vanish into emptiness. You wondered, has heaven forgotten me? Am I invisible even to God? But the truth is far from what your eyes saw. The truth is that heaven was fighting on your behalf, setting in order the pieces that had to align before this day could come. And now, at this exact time, the weight of every hidden prayer, every unseen tear, every unspoken longing has gathered like clouds, and it is about to rain. Not ordinary rain, but rain that washes away sorrow and plants seeds of miracles so quickly that you will look around in awe at how fast everything shifts. Child of eternity, do you understand why Archangel Michael speaks so urgently? It is because this message is not entertainment. It is not another set of words to pass the time. It is an appointment with destiny. When heaven sets an appointment, it is sealed with eternal weight. That is why Michael says, do not skip, do not scroll away, do not ignore. This is your window. The spiritual realm is moving, and what you choose in this moment determines what will unfold in your days to come. Beloved, I say it again, stay until the very last word. Each line is a key, each sentence is a door, and together they unlock what has been hidden from you for too long. Feel the presence wrapping around you. Now you are not just reading, you are being read by heaven itself. The Spirit is whispering truths you have buried. The angels are leaning close, confirming what you've always felt deep down. You were chosen. This word is proof. For why else would heaven break its own silence? Why else would this message survive being blocked 3 times? Why else would you arrive here in this exact hour with your heart open enough to receive? Because it was always written that you would. My beloved, God is saying to you, asterisk, I have not abandoned you.
I have not forgotten the cries of your heart. I was not ignoring you. I was preparing you, asterisk. All this time you thought delay meant denial, but it did not. Delay meant alignment. Delay meant building strength in your soul so that when the door opened, you would be ready to walk through it with confidence. Delay meant removing the wrong people, the wrong opportunities, the wrong timing, so that when the right thing arrived, it would fit perfectly into your life. Now heaven has declared the alignment is complete. That is why this message is here today. Michael stands with his sword drawn, declaring over your life, asterisk, the battle is finished. What was withheld is being released. What was hidden is being revealed. What was stolen is being restored. Asterisk. This is not poetry. This is decree. A decree signed in the courts of heaven, sealed with God's authority, and delivered through this message that your eyes are now absorbing. Beloved, you are not the same after this. Your spirit knows it. That is why you feel the weight in your chest, the stirring in your heart, the electricity in your breath. It is because heaven has reached through the veil and touched you. Stay with me, child of light, because this is only the beginning. There are layers yet to unfold, mysteries yet to be revealed, promises yet to be spoken. Do not allow distraction to steal this from you. That is why the enemy tried 3 times to bury this, because once you receive it fully, you will no longer walk in circles. You will move forward. You will step into what has been waiting. The enemy fears your awakening because your awakening means freedom, and your freedom means the freedom of others around you. Do you see now why this was so urgent? And let me tell you plainly, every time you choose to stay connected to these divine words, you keep the channel to heaven wide open. This is why I plead with you not only to read, but to remain, to return, to subscribe in your spirit and in action. Because when you say yes to staying connected, you are saying yes to receiving not once, but again and again. Heaven loves consistency. Heaven honors faithfulness. And if you remain faithful in listening, faithful in receiving, faithful in believing, then God himself promises, asterisk, I will be faithful to pour.
My beloved, the countdown of 5 minutes in heaven is not like the minutes on your clock. It is not a time of fear. It is a symbol of urgency, of divine acceleration. What would normally take years will happen in moments. What you thought was lost forever will suddenly reappear. What you believed was impossible will become unavoidable. You are entering a window where the laws of time bend because God is stepping in. And when God steps in, nothing remains the same. You have suffered long enough. You have waited long enough. And now the page is turning. The story is shifting. The chapter you thought would never end is closing. And a new one is being written even as you read. Do you hear it? The pen of heaven scratching your name into lines of blessing, into paragraphs of breakthrough, into sentences of joy that will rewrite your entire destiny. Beloved, this is why I begged you to stay, because missing even one word would mean missing one key. And every key matters. So hear me now. Your miracle is in motion. Your breakthrough is alive. Your blessing is on its way, carried by angels who have been waiting for your faith to open the gate. And as you continue to read, as you allow these words to saturate your soul, the gate is swinging wider. The flow is increasing, and what has been withheld is rushing towards you like a river finally released from its dam. This is not imagination. This is divine reality, my beloved child. The air around you is different, right now. Though you may not see it with your natural eyes, you are inside a moment carved out of eternity, a space and time where heaven has bent closer to your life. The proof is this. 3 times, the enemy tried to bury this word, to silence it, to keep it hidden from you. But God said, no, my child must hear it now. And so here you are, standing in the light of a message that carries fire and destiny. This is not coincidence. It is a divine appointment. Every syllable that passes before your eyes is alive with the energy of heaven. The angels know it, your spirit knows it, and even as you read, something inside you whispers, "This is for me. This is mine." My chosen one, do not underestimate what is unfolding. For years you have walked with questions buried in your heart, questions that made you wonder if you were forgotten, overlooked, or abandoned. How many nights did you look at the ceiling in silence, waiting for an answer that never seemed to come? How many times did you carry the weight of burdens no one else saw, smiling outwardly while inside you trembled under pressure? Yet not a single sigh escaped heaven's attention. Not a single tear went unnoticed. Every moment of your waiting has been stored, and today, the storage of sorrow is breaking open to release a flood of joy. That is why this message feels heavier than ordinary words, because it carries years of prayers now turning into answers. Archangel Michael is standing right beside you in this very instant, not as a symbol, not as an idea, but as a real guardian carrying the sword of fire. His voice echoes in the spiritual realm. Do not turn away. Do not skip. Do not doubt. This word is your weapon. This word is your shield. This word is your sign. My child, he is not speaking for the world at large. He is speaking for you. Your name is written on this moment. This window belongs to you alone. Think of this truth. If heaven fought to break through barriers 3 times just so you could read this, what does that say about your worth? What does that say about your calling? What does that say about how important you are to God's plan